Hey, what's going on, guys? Justin with AmericanTrucks.com, and let me introduce you to a very special 2004 Chevy Silverado. Now, I know what you're thinking, man, that certainly doesn't look too special. Well, here's the deal. This truck actually belongs to a young man named Darren from Texas, and Darren is a Make-A-Wish kid. Now, his wish is for us, AmericanTrucks.com, to totally transform this Silverado into something he really wants to drive every day. Now, this truck belonged to Darren's grandfather. There's a lot of sentimental value in this thing, so we want to make sure it runs for a very long time, but also looks the part as well. So we got a lot in store for this thing. As it sits now, it's pretty run down, right? It's an 04 with over 100,000 miles, powered by the very stout 5.3 V8 under the hood, and well, it needs a lot of love, and that's saying the least. Now, Darren has a very specific wish for this thing. Instead of going big, lifted, big mud tires, he wants to go in the totally opposite direction, man. He wants to go low with this thing, big chrome wheels, kind of a cool street truck build, so that's exactly what we're gonna deliver. And we're gonna unveil this thing at our car show, the Turn 5 Charity Auto Show here in Pennsylvania. Guys, these are a lot of fun. They mean a lot to us, and there's really nothing like pulling off that cover for the very first time. It's gonna be a fun build. Believe me, you're gonna wanna stay tuned. We got a lot of work to do on this thing in the meantime. Our first step, blowing it apart, getting it ready for paint, and picking out a radical color for him. So let's go. All right, guys, so as you can hear, Joe's working hard back there installing the roll pan on Darren's Silverado. A must-have, in my opinion, for any street truck build, ditching that rear bumper, smoothing everything out, and he's doing a great job. That's not all he's been up to. As you can see, the truck is completely blown apart here. I mean, there is not a single body panel left on this thing, and I would say it is officially ready for paint. Speaking of paint, we actually went over to AkzoNobel, Joe and I, to pick out Darren's paint color. Rob from Akzo had some really cool stuff picked out for us. Darren had a dark blue in mind for his truck, and I think we landed on the perfect color. No, I'm not gonna show you yet because you're just gonna have to wait for the final product. So enough talking, guys. Joe's gonna finish that up. We're gonna roll this thing onto the trailer, and it's time for paint. All right, guys, really exciting day for us here. Joe's backing up the trailer now. Mark and I are awaiting the arrival of Darren's chassis, fresh from AkzoNobel with a brand new coat of paint. We have an awesome color picked out for this thing. We really cannot wait to see it in person, so let's get this thing off the trailer. Well, the truck is in its new home until it makes its way to Darren for the next month or two. Just got it back from AkzoNobel with its brand new paint color. Let's talk about it a little bit. It's actually called Bruised. Yes, I know, kind of an interesting name for a paint color, but it nails everything Darren wanted. A dark navy color with a lot of metallic flake, and well, the boys over at Akzo absolutely nailed it. In the light here, it kind of almost looks black. It's extremely dark, but once you hit it with the sunlight, flashlight, something like that, it really comes to life and you see a ton of metallic flake. Obviously, we just have the chassis now. They're still working on painting a lot of the parts for us, but we're doing that because we have a lot of work to do on this thing before we start actually putting it together. So that's what Mark and Joe are getting ready to do now. Suspension, maintenance, all that good stuff. Let's get after it. I just kicked Joe and Mark out of here to give you guys a little bit of an update here. I know it doesn't look like we've been doing a whole lot, but believe me, we have. Now, first and foremost, guys, we just freshened up the frame a little bit, cleaned it up, sprayed it with some chassis black just to make sure it stays protected for a very long time. Rear end is disassembled over there. It's getting new pinion seals, new axle seals. We're gonna hit that with a can of satin black as well. And the gas tank is completely freshened up, cleaned up. Just going through things, doing some maintenance and all that. But let's talk suspension, because you'll notice there's nothing under the truck right now, and that's for good reason. A lot of Make-A-Wish builds that we've done in the past, we've gone up. Well, we're doing the complete opposite here with Darren's Silverado. We are dropping the truck thanks to Beltec's 3/4 lowering kit. We kept it simple here for Darren's truck, a 3/4 drop. I think it's gonna be perfect. with a nice set of 20s underneath it. And this kit's very complete. It's gonna give us brand new springs up front here. It's gonna drop the truck again about 2 to 3 inches. We have the shackles for the rear here that's gonna lower our rear end 4 inches. And they give us fresh dampers all around, fresh shocks, nitro-filled twin tube shocks. So besides just lowering the truck and looking awesome, it's also gonna ride great as well, because let's face it, Darren's truck has a ton of miles on it, so we can replace a lot of the key components of the suspension, get it looking better, getting it riding a lot better, and just handling a lot better as well. So this was a biggie for Darren. We're nailing this one for you, brother. We wanna make sure it looks the part, and we're checking a big one off the list. All right, guys, update time. Last we left you here with this rear end, it was completely blown apart. Well, as you can see, it's back together now, and it is looking great. Mark and Joe have been hard at work. Beltec rear kit is in place. Brakes, we're gonna talk about more of these here in a minute. Rear end has been painted. Fuel tank is back in. Everything, and I mean everything, looks brand new. You can practically eat off the stand frame, and I'm loving it. Mark right now is actually finishing up the rest of the front suspension, along with the PowerStop Z36 brake kit. Doing a hell of a job, buddy. Thank you. But yeah, as you can see, guys, the front end is completely done as well here. Beltec kit is finished up. New upper control arms, new lower control arms. Everything is brand new in this thing. Should ride like a new truck. But let's talk more about these PowerStop brakes, because PowerStop really hooked us up for this build. Thanks, guys. You're looking at the Z36 truck and tow kit. It's their heavy duty truck use, basically set up. Brand new calipers, which is great. Those other ones were just tired, old, looked a little busted. On top of that, we have the slotted and drilled rotors and their Z36 pad, which is like a ceramic pad, but with some carbon fiber baked in. That's gonna help with your initial bite, just stopping power, and should really stop on a dime. I'm really excited though about not only the red calipers, but also the drilled and slotted rotors, because it's just gonna look really nice behind the set of wheels we have picked out here for Darren's build. So the foundation is set, guys. This thing is looking awesome. Long way to go. We're just getting started, guys. So let's get to our next part. Things are really starting to fly together here, guys. Let's talk lighting, because obviously that's a biggie on Darren's list. He really liked that smoked out or like blacked out look here with his truck, so that's what we delivered. Up front, guys, we got an OE style headlight here, the chrome housing, but with that smoked lens. It's gonna give Darren's truck that very aggressive look. Now, whenever you go to a smoked light such as this, I always like recommending upgrading to a brighter bulb, because let's face it, yeah, that smoke look looks great, but it does cut down on some of your light output. So we're gonna hook Darren up with some bright LED bulbs to really up the lighting in his truck. Making our way towards the back of the truck, we have the third brake light in my hand, not currently installed because we have to mess with some headliner stuff first. But as you can see, we're kind of keeping that look going. Smoke lens, chrome housing. This guy is fully LED though, so it's gonna be a lot brighter. And again, that will help cut through that smoke lens. Rounding out things in the back for us, we have Axial's LED taillights. Again, keeping that smoke look consistent. And I really dig the Axial taillights because it has some really cool kind of like C-shaped daytime running lights built in. It's really neat. Those are gonna illuminate whenever the parking lights or headlights have been switched on. Again, we're kind of bringing Darren's truck up to modern times here through LED lighting. We're delivering on that smoke look. This should be a real big part of delivering the look that Darren wants for his Silverado. Well, guys, we're finally reaching that part where it's all starting to come together, and we're getting really excited because it's really shaping up pretty nice. Darren gave us a lot of kind of guidance, if you will, or direction when it came to certain things like color or wheels. What he didn't give us a lot of direction for was exterior parts. So that's where we kind of took some liberties and chose some parts that we thought would give Darren's ride a very cool look. But let's break them down, starting with this hood. Darren did say something about a cowl hood, but he didn't specify how high, so we chose a nice 2-inch cowl for his Silverado with a little bit of detail here. Just thought it gave it a more aggressive look without being too ridiculous. He can still see over it easily, and it's gonna give him the look he wants there. Moving down a little bit further, you can see we did the color match grille here with the mesh, obviously aftermarket. We wanted to do the color match bit here. We didn't want too much chrome on the truck because that was one of Darren's wishes, but we did want to give him a billet bow tie up front, and you'll see why in a minute. Moving lower, this is one area where Darren didn't give us anything on, but this is kind of a no-brainer for these particular trucks, right? The SS style lower bumper really makes the truck look a whole lot different, basically changes the entire attitude of the truck, gives it that slightly lower look up front along with that Beltec suspension, and just really changes, again, the attitude, makes it look so much more aggressive. and I think that's going to be one of Darren's favorite parts. But outside of the front stuff, we did also install some kind of sportier mirrors, color match those. He had basic truck mirrors on this thing. When it came to us in black, it just really wasn't gonna work with our street truck look. And then helping improve that street truck look in the back, we went with a flush roll pan, welded in. Joe busted out the MIG welder, did what he does best back there, got rid of that factory chrome rear bumper, smoothed it all out. And I think that's really the cherry on top when we're talking about a street truck style build. Smooth, low, sleek, a little bit of chrome here and there. And yeah, it's really starting to come together. All right, and with that nut all tightened up, that's gonna complete the install of your brand new exhaust. Darren, check it out, man. We got the MagnaFlow Street on this truck. A big wish Darren wanted was to have the side exit exhaust for his Silverado, so we're in the business of granting wishes. That's what you get, buddy. We talked to our friends over at MagnaFlow. They said, hey man, no problem, we'll send you one of our systems. So big thanks to, again, our friends over at MagnaFlow for sending us the MagnaFlow Street. All right, guys, we wanted to leave no stone unturned here under the hood of Darren's 5.3 Silverado. So that's exactly what we did. Now, Mark and Joe went through this thing, gave it a lot of maintenance, basically new gaskets, new seals just about everywhere, new rack and pinion. But we also wanted to do some stuff under the hood that would kind of make this thing pop a little bit more, right? It's an 04 Silverado. It's not exactly the newest, flashiest truck out there, so we wanted to change that, and that's exactly what we did with a little help from our friends, namely my buddy Bobby and Jeremy from Holley. They sent us over the MSD coils and MSD plug wires, and of course, our buddies over at K&N hooked us up with a brand new FIPK, their fuel injection performance kit intake, to give this thing just a little extra oomph, right? Certainly gonna sound a lot better, certainly gonna run a hell of a lot better as well. And we topped it all off with a very, very cherry engine cover that is color matched to the truck itself. My buddy Mark went ahead and did some extra detail. It's really starting to look good under here, give it a little bit more juice and give it a little bit more wow factor whenever you pop that hood. So while Mark's been working hard on the outside of this thing, making it look brand new, I've actually been working hard on the inside while all of our interior is out and hooking Darren up with a brand new stereo. That was a biggie on his wish list. And thank goodness for our friends over at Worldwide Stereo. They came through. They've done so a lot in the past on Make-A-Wish builds. Well, they really hooked us up this time around with Darren's Silverado. So let's break down what they gave us. Now, first things first, guys, anytime you want a good stereo in your car or truck, you need something to power everything. So they gave us the Kenwood Reference Series. It's a 5-channel amplifier. So that's gonna power things like our 6.5-inch components up front from Kicker. We got the tweeters, which I still have to mount in the door panels, included crossovers, all that good stuff for the front doors. Rear doors have the 4x6s, also from Kicker. It's their K5 series. And rounding out the speakers from Kicker, back here, guys, we got the two 10-inch Kicker comp subwoofers. Now, those are mounted in a sealed box. This box is actually gonna kind of flip down, live underneath the back seat here, and that sealed enclosure should give Darren that nice tight bass response. And believe me when I tell you, we've been testing this thing out quite a bit here in the shop. It sounds pretty damn awesome. So let's head up to the front here. We'll show you what's controlling everything. And Worldwide hooked us up big time here as well. Brand new Sony touchscreen head unit. It's a double DIN. It's got all the modern bells and whistles you want out of a modern head unit. Apple CarPlay, Android support. We did give them a rear camera here as well, so you can make sure that paint looks good in the rear for many years to come. All the pre-outs we needed for the amplifier here and all other good stuff as well. Pretty proud of my little bass knob here because again, those two 10s in this tight space can get a bit overwhelming given your kind of music. So he can turn the bass up or down depending on his preference. We got our interior back from M&A Upholstery in Westchester. So we got the seats recovered, our headliner's all done. So yeah, we're gonna get all that stuff in place, make this thing look like the inside of a truck again. And then of course, still a lot of work to do on the outside. I'm gonna hop in, help Mark and Joe a little bit more there, but starting to come together, guys, and I'm getting very excited. All right, guys, talk about a big time goosebump moment. The wheels are officially on. The truck is on the ground. and it's looking completely badass. Darren, you are gonna love this thing, man. Let's talk about what we chose here, because this was another big wish for Darren. He wanted the truck low, he wanted it blue, and he wanted some big chrome wheels, so that's exactly what you gave your brother. We got the 20x9 Invictus wheel on here. It's a plus 20 millimeter offset, so bringing that out ever so slightly, giving us that nice flush stance. Wrapped around that 20-inch wheel is a Cooper Discover tire. It's a 275 45 R20. Fills out the wheel well nicely without being too thin of a tire, should still ride really nice. And also it's a nice all season, so get them through some rain, some kind of crappy weather down there in Texas, along with some nice sunny days as well. Now, one of my favorite things here about the Invictus wheel is just that timeless 6-spoke design. Now, a lot of times with aftermarket chrome wheels, they can get very gaudy, just too busy, and basically, I think, kind of make or break the entire attitude of the truck. This is a really timeless design. Again, nice and simple wheel that really shows off those power stop brakes. I'm loving that. It looks killer. And again, very easy to clean. So Darren, we're trying to knock these wishes out for you, brother. Again, big chrome wheels, Bell-Tech suspension is really looking good now with that lowered ride height. And man, I think he's gonna love this thing, guys. So a couple more steps to go. We're near the finish line, and then it's almost time to pull the cover off this thing. So Darren, we hope you're ready, brother. All right, guys, last time we left you in the interior here, we basically had nothing but a stereo, right? Very sparse, but obviously things have changed, and we're looking at a completely new interior. Huge thanks, huge shout out to our friends at M&A Upholstery in Westchester, Pennsylvania. Let's talk about what we did. Probably be a much shorter list to talk about what we didn't do. But starting with what we did, from the foundation up, we got brand new charcoal carpet in this thing. The stock carpet was what you would imagine after 100,000+ miles of use. Moving up, these seats are absolutely the highlight. Mickey and everybody at M&A did a great job reupholstering the stock front and rear seats with this charcoal leather. Nice silver stitch to give a little bit of a contrast. And honestly, they are one of the most comfortable seats I've ever sat in. We also recovered the center console here because I don't know if you guys remember, but when Darren dropped this thing off, it looked like a sticker factory exploded in the damn interior. Thanks, Darren. We really appreciate that, by the way. But now everything is gone. It's looking great, including his fresh center console. Moving up a little bit, we have a brand new headliner in this thing as well. The stock one, it was sagging, it was tired, looking pretty old. Not anymore, it's fresh, it's new. We got that stock color going on, so it matches very well with things like sun visors and everything else. But we didn't stop there. We also noticed he had a rather large crack in his factory dash. We handled that thanks to a brand new dash pad in charcoal, also the dash front, and topped it all off with a brand new fresh black steering wheel from GM. And oh yeah, we also tossed in brand new front and rear floor liners from our friends at Rough Country to ensure the new carpet stays looking new for many years to come. Guys, this is probably one of the most visually improved areas from our starting point. Huge improvement overall, and one I think Darren's going to really appreciate driving every day, as again, these things are so damn comfortable. I love it. But guys, we can see the finish line. It is coming up. We're getting very close. A couple more small touches, but very important touches, so let's get to them. All right, guys, ready? And with that, the build is officially complete. Let's briefly talk about this, guys. This is the Backflip G2. Darren's big ask was a tonneau cover, so we wanted to give him one that was A, very secure with the hard folding cover, but B, also one that was gonna look very sleek and very fitting for the truck, and that's exactly what we did. Awesome cover and a nice cherry on top of the build. Now guys, this thing turned out way better than I could have imagined, and I know you haven't seen the finished product yet, but don't worry, that's coming up very soon. I do want to give a quick shout out though to both Joe and Mark. They really killed it on this build, guys. Every square inch of this truck is just completely mint, and I think Darren's gonna be very, very happy. So without further ado, let's get this thing on the trailer, get it up to Maple Grove, and get ready for the big reveal. Well, change of plans. Unfortunately, Hurricane Ian blew up the coast, guys, and dumped a whole bunch of rain on our area, including Maple Grove Raceway. So we had to unfortunately cancel the Turn 5 Charity Auto Show, but that's not gonna stop us from unveiling Darren's ride right here at our Turn 5 headquarters in Paoli, Pennsylvania. So we got a lot of energy in the building, guys. In fact, Darren just walked in. The mood, the excitement, all of that is very, very high. I cannot wait to yank the cover off this thing and show Darren what we've been up to. Let's get to it.
We're at the Turn 5 building in Pennsylvania. We're here for my big truck reveal. Super nervous, super excited. It's gonna be awesome. I'm hoping to see this truck turned into the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Paint job and the rims and tires, those were the big main things that I was looking for. I know interior is something else that was pretty old and outdated. I can't wait. Thank you Turn 5 and thank you American Trucks for making this happen. It's gonna be amazing.
This is something we get to do here with Turn 5, I would say over the last 7-8 years. This is probably our 8th or 9th vehicle we've done in conjunction with Make-A-Wish. And every time they're an adventure, but it's all worth it. So this was your grandfather's truck, correct? For a lot of years, I would say 130, 140,000 miles. Bought it brand new, and 140, 150,000 miles a single roll to us. Yeah, the paint was a little worse for wear, but outside of that, like I said, it was in relatively good condition. Except for those stickers, man. We're gonna have to talk about these stickers later. He gave us a lot of great feedback on what his dream truck would be. I think you're ready to see this thing and see if we nail these wishes for you. Ready?
Well, Darren, the cover was just pulled off your Silverado after 6 months of not having the truck, wondering what the hell we were doing to it. What are your thoughts, man?
It's awesome. I'm speechless, man. I promise you. This is the coolest thing I think I've ever seen.
So this is your grandfather's truck. You bought it brand new.
Yes, sir.
I understand he's no longer with us, but what do you think grandfather would think of this truck?
Yeah, it would 100% get his approval, man.
Well, how about, I know it's like picking your favorite kid, but if you had to pick a favorite part or parts of the truck, what would it be?
Favorite part's definitely the paint job, the rims and tires, and the lowering kit, man.
The lowering kit.
The lower.
Boom. Hey, thank you for hooking us up with all of your wishes. You know, that's the hard part, delivering on what you want, but you made it easy on us, man. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Glad you like the truck. My pleasure, man. Guys, there you go. That's Darren's 2004 Chevy Silverado just unveiled right here at our Turn 5 headquarters. We hope you guys enjoyed it. And remember, for all things truck, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.